Hey folks, how you doing? It's early January 2024, so I guess the first thing I should say is Happy New Year. Hope everything is going well for you. Here in CT, it's been another very mild winter. We did have snow like about 4 or 5 days ago. We had about 3 or 4 inches and it lasted maybe 2 or 3 days, and then we had a ton of rain and it's gone. So during the course of the last 2 weeks, we had another rainstorm that actually knocked the top of one of my sugar maples out. So I did call an arborist to have it taken down, and while he took that down, he took another tree down as well. So the firewood fairy came. And I just wanted to show you guys a pretty nice score of firewood here. This is the first tree that I had taken down, and some of you may remember, I'll put a link below the video, or I'll make a link in the video. There'll definitely be one below though, of this tree in my backyard. A branch broke off of it probably 2 or 3 years ago, and I made a video where the thing was like hanging up in the air. This tree has basically been falling apart little by little for the last 5 years or so, and there was a fork at the top that half of it split off and it just fell out. The rest of it fell out in the rain a couple weeks ago, and the other half was standing deadwood that was 6 inches in diameter at the tippy top of the tree. And it was just time to get it to stop. So, I asked the arborist to just leave the wood. I told him he didn't even have to cut it into log lengths for me. So this is everything that's left. And then we do have this one, just ginormous log here. So I just wanted to show you folks that the bottom or the top of this log is it's about 16 inches in diameter. Hope you guys are seeing that. And then I'm going to say this is probably 25 to 30 feet long. And then where the stump is, we're looking at about 33. It was like 33 this direction, and then it's like 30 this direction. So the butt end there is about 30 inches. And I did ask the arborist, I initially asked him to cut it 6 to 8 feet high, but then I told him a little shorter. But I want to leave a stump here because we've got a lot of woodpeckers. The arborist said that with the emerald ash borer going on, because of all the larvae in the ash trees, the woodpecker populations have been just going nuts. And I have seen, we had a pileated woodpecker in our yard the last couple of years, so I want to try to leave the woodpecker, the stumps for the woodpeckers whenever I cut trees down, and not be so eager to clean everything up perfectly. But anyways, this is what we got on this one. And the arborist did say he offered to cut him into like 2 log lengths, and I told him to just go ahead and leave it the way it is, and I guess it's a 6 of one, half a dozen of another situation. But I prefer to cut the wood myself, because then, like when you're going to split wood, like I would cut this one like just beyond this knot here, and then you could get a piece that would be pretty clear, and then here. I don't know if anybody's living in there. I hope not. But you can cut them exactly where you want them. And as far as, this log being freaking huge, I have a thing called a low profile jack. It's a 20-ton jack. So worst case, I can actually dig under the log. You jack it up 2 or 3 inches, put something to support the end, and then, put some 2x4s or something and jack it up another 2 or 3 inches. And it takes a little bit longer, but that way you're just dropping the ends as opposed to rolling the logs around. And again, I guess it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another. It's going to take me a while to get through this, and most of these, I'll cut them and then I'll have to cut them in half or quarters just to move them around, because I don't want to throw up my back moving these around. But that's pretty exciting. I mean, it's sad to see the maples go, don't get me wrong, but it's pretty exciting. This maple was probably, like you see these two maples over here, probably about the size of the one on the right. If I had to guess, I mean, it was that tall. So, you know, this maple is easily older than my parents. So hopefully we can save some of them, but the sad part of sugar maples, they, when they get older, it's very fragile wood, and they're very prone. They have narrow angles where the branches split off at a very narrow angle, and they're very prone to peeling off where those narrow angles are. And then here's the other tree that we had taken down today. And if I had to guess, I would say that's probably about 20 to 25 feet long. And look at the way the last 6 feet, basically from that knot right there over, is completely off the ground. I mean, that's just going to be so fun to just put the saw in that and ease it through. But this is another maple tree that you know, used to be over here, so it was probably similar size to what you're seeing now. But this one had actually split off in 2 different storms. And so, you know, you can see some of the rot that was up in the tree. And I want to take you over here and just show you. If we come around here, you know, luckily, probably 8 to 10 years ago, give or take, the arborist put some cables in there. So this tree actually, about 20 feet up or so, maybe 30 feet up, it split off. But because this cable was here, this cable was enough to hold the butt end. So you see all that had already split. So luckily there was the cable there that held it up there for, you know, it was only for, I mean, it'll be a week tomorrow that branch fell down, but it didn't fall all the way. It was just kind of hanging with just the bottom branches touching and these cables. So if you've got maples and an arborist that knows what he's doing, you can see how the tree grew around the cable, you know, in that 10, maybe 15 years. I really don't know. But if you put these cables in, even if the tree falls, you can keep them from doing too much damage or falling on your house. Because I know the arborist was saying how strong these cables are, and he's been to jobs where the top of a tree is fallen off, and the only thing holding the tree off the house was the cables. So just something to keep in mind. But again, just sad to see the tree go. Had him cut a little bit lower here because we're in the finished landscape. But you can see that's a pretty good sized stump. And this one is about 18 inches in diameter. You guys seeing that? So we're about 18 inches on this end. And then over here, looks like we're about 23 inches, give or take, diameter over here. 24 inches. So that's, you know, that's pretty much where we are. And honestly, you know, I've been, you know, when I've been scrounging for firewood, I've been more picking up stuff about this size, and I'm just as happy, if not happier, to pick up logs this size with my battery saw than these monsters over here, because these to me just look like an invitation to pull your back, because it just amazes me how quickly the weight of these logs adds up. But you know, again, what I'll do is like you see where that knot is right there, but I'll make sure, I'll actually measure these and mark them, because sometimes when I'm cutting bigger logs, I'll actually, like, you think you're cutting like at a normal length, and this is probably like 22 inches, when I really only want like a 16-inch cut, because with the bigger ones like this, you want to cut them a little shorter so they're easier to split, and they're not as heavy either. So I'll actually make sure to mark all of these before I cut them, so I don't make them too big and end up just killing myself and you know, doing something to my body that I don't want to do. And I just have to, you know, tell myself to just, you know, take it easy, take it a little bit at a time, don't try to do everything at once. So that's going to do it for this one, folks. I probably got a little bit rambly along the way there, but you know, I'm really happy to have these trees down, because I was very concerned that they were going to fall on somebody or my equipment or something like that. And I'm real happy they're down, but also by having them down, I know I'm pretty sure I'm good for firewood for next year, as far as that's concerned. And the arborist that was out here said, you know, if I ever need firewood, to just give him a call and he'll drop off a truck. I mean, there's so much wood, trees to be felled in suburbia these days, and not many people burn wood stoves. I mean, I guess it depends where you live. Here in the great state of Connecticut, there's not a ton of people that burn a wood stove, so I feel like the wood's available if you know somebody, and if you can treat them right, and you know, not push them too hard for wood, you can get some. So hopefully, you know, maybe I can, you know, when or if I ever get all this cleaned up, you know, maybe get some firewood and try to be more ahead of the game than I've been. I just, my mind really hasn't been in the firewood game. Lately, I don't really know why exactly, but, you know, maybe we can get back into doing that. I know it was a good workout, and it just kind of, you know, helped clear my mind too. So anyways, I'm rambling once again. Good seeing you folks. Happy New Year, and we'll see you soon. Take care.